Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and today I'm going to be doing a versus comparison video between the LeBron 18 and the LeBron 17. So both of these shoes retail for $200 freaking, premium pricing, very expensive. But of course the LeBron 17 is on sale for like 120, 140 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop either of these shoes, I'll leave a link in the description box. But let's get it started off with the traction. So for the traction in the LeBron 17, I did play on the indoor court and it was really good. You know, I really had no issues. It would pick up a little bit of dust with this solid black outsole, but Donny Boy had the like purple iridescent outsole colorway, and that was absolutely insane. Like top tier traction. Didn't really pick up dust. Crazy bite. The black outsole here was good, but it did pick up a little bit more dust. The LeBron 18, I did not play on indoor court, so I can't really do a comparison there, but I did play with these on outdoor court. And the LeBron 17 seemed to be a good amount more consistent. So for the LeBron 18, it was consistent for the most part, but when I did like a hard stop or a hard lateral movement or something like that, it would slide out. The LeBron 17, I really never experienced that on the outdoor court. Also, for durability, the LeBron 17 seems a little bit better. The grooves are thicker, the rubber is harder. I mean, the LeBron 17 is still not the best. I definitely see some fraying and stuff like that. But the LeBron 18 is absolutely trash for durability. Like, you guys can see how soft the rubber is in this waffle pattern here in the forefoot, especially where the ball of my foot is. The rubber is ripping off, it's tearing off. So yeah, durability is not good in the LeBron 18. So overall, I would say the LeBron 17 is better, but the LeBron 18 still held its own. As far as the heel to toe transition goes, they're both smooth. So there's a nice rounded shape here in the heel, a nice curved shape up here in the forefoot, a good amount of forefoot flex. The LeBron 17 was articulated, so you do get that flex, and then the LeBron 18 is slightly articulated. You see a little bit of articulation here, which gives you that flex as well. So heel to toe transition is smooth in both of the shoes. And moving on to the cushioning setup, yeah, LeBron 18 is 100 times better because of the full length zoom unit. Alright, so here in the LeBron 17, of course, we have that crazy Air Max units, Air Max 270 unit basically, and two zoom pods here in the forefoot, which are bottom loaded. And you can feel the forefoot zoom unit, but like it's not underneath your foot. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely feel like a little bit of bounce and I guess that overall springiness in the forefoot, but you can't feel the actual zoom underneath your foot, like for example in the LeBron 18, right? So the full length zoom unit you can feel right away. You don't really have to break it in or anything. And the zoom unit feels phenomenal. I absolutely love it. And it's not articulated like the full length zoom strobo units are, you know, like in the KD13 and the KD12. This is a full length zoom unit, and when you're walking, or I guess jogging or sprinting or whatever, you can feel the air move like within the zoom bag, which feels awesome, and that feels a lot different than I guess the articulation in the full length zoom strobo. And of course it feels way better than feeling pretty much nothing underneath your foot for the LeBron 17. Of course, if you don't like to feel zoom underneath your foot for some reason, then the LeBron 17 is better. But in my opinion, I feel like a lot of other people's opinions, the LeBron 18 is going to be and also feel nicer. Of course, impact protection is absolutely insane in both of the shoes, but you feel very high up off the ground in both of the shoes. I would say around the same. I saw some like dismantling pictures of both of these shoes, and I believe the LeBron 18 was a little bit higher in both the heel as well as in the forefoot, but I couldn't really tell that much of a difference. Also, another thing to note with the LeBron 18, so of course the Air Max unit, you know, there is a good, actually a lot of compression here in the heel, but when you press the LeBron 18 Air Max unit, it gives in a lot more, right? So for the LeBron 17, it's actually a little bit harder to press. You know, I feel like maybe because the PSI is higher. So the LeBron 18 compresses a little bit more, it feels like, and not only that, but you have that zoom unit in the heel, or I guess it's the full length zoom unit, but you can feel the zoom unit in the heel, and that plus the crazy amount of compression in the heel from the Air Max, just it feels like it's like propelling you forward. It feels very springy, it feels like a trampoline and all that. So that feels definitely a lot better than the LeBron 17 as well. It's just a really fun cushioning setup here in the 18. So yeah, the LeBron 18 has a better cushion. Moving on to the materials, so we have knit posit 1.0, or I guess just regular knit posit. In the LeBron 18, we got Knitposit 2.0. And I don't really know what makes it Knitposit 1.0 and 2.0 because I thought Knitposit was like this glued down material here in the ankle area for the LeBron 17, right? But there's really nothing that's glued down here in the 2.0. So anyways, that's besides the point. The LeBron 18 actually feels a little bit thinner, which I like, of course. I like to have a more minimal upper. And the LeBron 17 feels a little bit softer though, and a little bit cozier. It feels more just like a sweater, a thick sweater, you know? So actually, like on foot, I prefer the LeBron 18, you know? Like I said, it feels a little bit thinner, but it's like, I would say it's still soft and comfortable, even though I would say the LeBron 17 is slightly more comfortable and cozy, but still the 18 is nice. And like I said, it's thinner, which I prefer. So I like the Knitposit 2.0 better, but I absolutely hate the tongue in the LeBron 18. It's not a game breaker, and it's not a huge deal like I make it sound, I guess, but you have this really crappy synthetic material. It's super thin. There's absolutely no padding in it. And for 200 bucks, like, are you serious? Like, is this a joke, you know? But you can't wear like short socks with this shoe. I mean, obviously, if you're playing ball, you're probably not going to be. But I mean, if you want to rock it casually, I guess like also some people do rock LeBrons casually. This part is going to dig in to, I guess, like the front of your leg, and it's pretty damn uncomfortable. So just watch out for that. The LeBron 17 had no issues with that. But also there was something I didn't like about the LeBron 17 is that the lacing system goes through the tongue, and the actual part of the lace that you can pull on is very, very short. So it's also pretty hard to tighten the laces here in the LeBron 17. As opposed to the 18, it's super easy to tie. As far as the fit goes, I went true to size for both of the shoes, and they both fit me well. I would say the LeBron 18 is a little bit more snug here in the toe box area. Width-wise, I would say it's around the same, and length-wise, true to size should be good. The LeBron 18 does have a little bit more length because you guys see how pointy it is here in the toe, as opposed to the LeBron 17. Like, you see that like point right there? So you have that extra bit of length, but then like if you went down half a size, I feel like it would be a little bit too much. As far as putting on the shoe, the LeBron 18 is way easier. As you guys can see, there is a heel tab, it is a low, and you have the tongue that opens up a lot. The LeBron 17, the tongue doesn't open up that much, and I guess you do have a little bit of a heel tab, but this is pretty much a high top, so it is a little bit harder to put on, which obviously has nothing to do with performance. It's more just like an ease of life thing, but it is pretty important to me, I guess. Moving on to the support and lockdown, I had no issues in either of the shoes, but I am lighter, right? So I would say the LeBron 17 is just a tiny bit better for lateral containment here in the forefoot, right? So the LeBron 17, the Knitposit material is super supportive. It doesn't stretch at all. And of course, you have these flywire cables and all that, right? But the material kind of rolls on itself a little bit, right? So for me personally, I had no issues. I just felt I guess like the side of my foot kind of hit that, and it wouldn't stretch, but I could feel my foot kind of wanting to come out, you know? As opposed to the LeBron 17, where the Knitposit basically comes all the way here into the forefoot, and doesn't really do that for some reason, you know? So it felt a little bit better for me for lateral containment. Like I said, the LeBron 18 wasn't bad. I would just say, if you're heavier, just be careful. As far as the ankle support goes, obviously the 17 is going to be better because it does come up high on the ankle. And as for lateral stability, they're both not the best, you know? I would say the LeBron 17 is a little bit better though, because as you guys can see, there is a little bit of an outrigger, so it is slightly wider, and the PSI of the Air Max unit here in the heel is a little bit higher, so it compresses less, you know? So the LeBron 17 feels a little bit more laterally stable as compared to the 18. All right, moving on to the weight. They're both heavy ass shoes, as you guys know. LeBrons are usually heavy. yeah, so 16.12 ounces. That's absolutely insane. And then LeBron 18 is 15.7 ounces. So yeah, the LeBron 18 is a little bit lighter, probably because I guess this part, I would say that adds a little bit of weight, right? But yeah, I mean, in the LeBron 18, I definitely did feel faster, you know? The zoom unit feels better. It makes the shoe feel more springy and all that, and obviously ultimately made me feel faster. Also, another thing that I liked about the LeBron 18 more than the 17 is the freedom of ankle movement. You know what I'm saying? So that also made me feel quicker and faster, obviously, so as compared to the LeBron 17. But of course, if ankle support is something that you need, the 17 is better. All right, moving on to the ventilation. Yeah, nope, these are super hot shoes. You basically have a very thick sweater on your foot in both of these shoes, and basically no airflow. Like when you blow through it, you don't really feel any type of airflow. So yeah, they're both super duper hot. Moving on to the aesthetics, I would have to say I like the 18 better. The 18 grew on me a lot for some reason. The 17, it still looks pretty dope, but yeah, overall right now I like the 18 better. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, 18 is better. I like it better. It's more fun to play in, and that's just what I've got to say. Like I said, the LeBron 17, I would say is more like a little bit more supportive, as in like the lateral support and the ankle support. But I just love the low cut of the 18. The ankle mobility is good. I feel faster in the 18. I absolutely love the cushioning setup. It feels a lot better to me as opposed to LeBron 17. The traction was still good. I didn't really have to worry about it. I hate the tongue, but it wasn't something where like I couldn't play in the LeBron 18, so it wasn't a huge deal. So yeah, overall, I do like the LeBron 18 better, and I feel like a lot of people will as well. And I would say like the biggest thing is the full length zoom unit. Like if you like to feel that, 18. If you don't like to feel that, 17. But personally for me, in my opinion, I do like the LeBron 18 better. So anyways, that about wraps up this versus video. Again, if you guys do want to cop either of these shoes, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.